ICE has been told by Trump to go and support the TSA agents. Now, some people are supported, some people are for it, some people are against it. But the real question is, what kind of power will they hold or be able to do in the airports? Let's see what it's all about.
Another week of TSA agents out there working hard without a paycheck. Many, though, choosing to just call out sick or quit the agency altogether. So the result is what you see here on the screen, huge lines. This one outside the airport and inside. That remains a problem at airports all across the country. Now, in response, the president wrote on social media, ICE agents will staff airports starting today. Borders Czar Tom Homan at the helm for that assignment. Let's go live to CBS News immigration correspondent Camila Montoya Galvez. Camila, what kind of role will these ICE agents play at the airport? Typically, we don't associate ICE with airports.
Good morning, Reed. That is completely right. What we have seen so far this morning, Reed, is that the role of ICE agents at major U.S. airports has been limited in scope and nature. We have seen ICE agents on video basically standing guard at certain parts of the airport. Borders Czar Tom Homan has said that they will mainly be securing and providing security at airport exit and entry points instead of actually screening and identifying and vetting passengers and luggage. That is still work that is being mostly done by TSA agents who, again, are under tremendous pressure because they are not being paid during this partial government shutdown. Let's listen to what Tom Homan has said about this operation.
My opinion is that we concentrate on the airports where the longest waits are. We prioritize those. The large airports where there's a long wait, like 3 hours. I think we got to prioritize what we do like we do everything else. We're simply there to help TSA do their job in areas that don't need their specialized expertise.
And Reed, even though the...
Now, let me say something, y'all. Think about this. Now, the TSA agents are not getting paid because of the partial government shutdown. But you know who are? ICE agents. ICE agents are getting paid. So how would it feel if you over there sitting doing your job and they call in more reinforcements, but you still can't get a paycheck? It's a crazy situation.
The role of ICE agents appears to be somewhat limited, especially at this point. It is important to note that it will still likely be controversial, their presence at airports, because the agency, as you know, has become deeply contentious and polarizing over the past year under the second Trump administration, which has instructed ICE agents to go into different cities across the country to identify and arrest people suspected of being in the country illegally. However, I will have to note that we have seen on video that most of the ICE agents who have been deployed to airports have not been masking up. And that is, of course, a practice that became also deeply controversial. So that's also really critical to note.
You know, you and I and the American public say ICE all the time, but it means immigration and customs enforcement, enforcing the objectives of immigrations and customs. So to be very clear, will ICE agents be doing any immigration work there at the airport?
That is truly the million-dollar question, Reed. Administration officials, including Borders Czar Tom Homan, have said that the main objective here, that the main goal of this operation is for ICE to provide a supporting security role to TSA and to try to cut down the long lines that we have seen at airports throughout the country, not to engage in civil immigration enforcement. What is also true, however, is that ICE has the power, the legal authority, Reed, to arrest anyone they suspect is in the country illegally or deportable on other grounds, including at airports. That authority does not stop at airports. In fact, Homan has said that ICE routinely arrests people at airports. So if we see that, that could cause a lot of controversy. But again, the stated objective here is not to do immigration.
Now, here's a question. When will we see, because you know it's going to come out, where there's going to be a big scene where somebody was arrested saying that they were stalking people or however they want to put it, that ICE agents arrested someone at the airport trying to leave or come in, and it's going to be a giant controversy over it. But let's go over into this next video and just get a little different perspective from a different news agency.
And Morgan, as LaGuardia remains shut down until about 2 p.m. today, other airports across the country are seeing big changes as ICE is deployed to assist the TSA. So far, ICE officers have been spotted at more than a dozen major airports, including Atlanta, New York, and Chicago. This is coming as travelers are dealing with hours-long wait times at security because of that partial government shutdown that's left TSA officers without pay, and it's forced thousands to call out of work or downright quit. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch joins us now from Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Jesse, good to see you. So where you are, Atlanta is facing some of the longest wait times, more than 2 hours last week to get through security. What are you seeing now that ICE officers have arrived, and what are they exactly supposed to be doing? What are they trained to do?
Yeah, so we know, according to a source, that ICE is training things like crowd control, can check IDs, but we haven't seen them doing much of that at all. Mostly our team has been seeing them roaming around the terminal, but of course we're not through the checkpoint, so we can't know for certain everything that they're doing. Vicky, at one point during the morning rush earlier here, the line started outside along drop-off and curved around the building, wiggled through this area and baggage claim, and then dumped out over here. Now the line is shorter, but we still have people saying it took them about 45 minutes just to get to this point, and I'm going to keep walking to demonstrate for you just how long this line is. This is for one of the general screening checkpoints. People telling us it's taken them 2, 3, 4 hours to get through security. Spoke with a young woman a short time ago who said even after the morning rush, when she had booked a second flight of the day, it still took her about 3.5 hours to get through security and get to her gate. And I think one of the things that we're seeing here is even if the lines are going to start improving at airports across the country, this is still drastically shaking up people's days. That young woman, for example, she had a 9:30 flight. She told me she got here at 6 a.m. and knew pretty quickly that was not going to work. So she rebooked on a 6 p.m. flight, but was going through the security line around 10 a.m. So she's going to spend all day at the airport. She says she missed a test at school where she was headed back from a visit home here in Atlanta. So it is shaking up people's day, possibly their week. We know that if you miss a flight, right, that can really have a domino effect. And again, Vicky, I'm just going to point it out once more. I am still walking. This is still a line. How long have you guys been waiting? Too long. That's the answer. We've heard that quite a few times throughout the day. And I'm going to have our photographer, Ben, stay put. And I'm going to turn, Vicky, just show you. We're still going. We still got a ways to go. Past these signs, the next sign. This is just one of the checkpoints here at ATL. And this just speaks to what we're seeing at an airport that has been hit really hard by these TSA outages. We know that, according to DHS, almost half, more than 40% of TSA workers called out at this airport alone on Sunday. And we certainly are far from the end of this, clearly.
Yeah.
Again, we're past the morning rush. This is what we're dealing with at one of the checkpoints, Vicky.
More, they said around half of the TSA agents. See, I guess that 2-hour rule does not matter anymore, because I used to arrive 2 hours before and be fine, making my way through it. But some people are waiting there 3, 4 hours. It's a crazy situation, y'all. Let's go over into, we got the gist of that video. Let's go over into the AI breakdown and just get a little bit more information about this whole scene. So, as we know, at least 14 major airports the ICE has been deployed to. So let's list through them. We're not going to just, I'm trying to get away from reading it. But so we got Atlanta, Chicago, New York, Houston, Philadelphia, Phoenix, New Orleans, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Fort Myers, and San Juan. These are all the places where the ICE agents have gone to support. So what exactly are they doing? Crowd line management, guarding exits. Some are saying ID verification. I'm getting different reports on that. Patrol. But the key things that people are worried about is the training and safety. So we got the American federal government employees and, of course, Democratic lawmakers are arguing that ICE agents lack the specific aviation security training required for passenger screening. Most agents are wearing marked vests, but they have been directed to have no face mask, which is good. I can't imagine what people would be saying if ICE agents were still covering their faces while in the airport. So while officials claimed that the primary mission in the airport is to support support the TSA agents. Civil rights groups like the ACLU have advised non-citizens to be aware of their rights, including the right to remain silent. It's a crazy situation, but they are trying. President is trying to do something, but is it the right thing that he should be doing? Sending ICE agents to the airport, is it just going to make more people upset? Is it just going to bring more controversy? At the end of the day, we just need to get these people paid. At the end of the day, who would want to be a TSA agent and not get paid? Go watch my last video. I talked about this. There's no way. As soon as I realized that this job was dependent on the government staying open, and just how this government has been acting, just from the past, no, I already know I need to find me another job. 50% people call out in one day. And that's what happens. At the end of the day, it's not a good time to take a flight, y'all. It is not a good time to take a flight. But let me know your thoughts on that situation. Let me know how you feel about it. We got ICE at the airport, y'all, working with TSA.